It's August 19th. Welcome to Today in African History. On this day, a defining moment occurred in Equatorial Guinea's journey toward renewal. Let's explore. On August 3, 1979, a coup led by Army Chief Teodoro Obiang Nguema overthrew the country's dictator, Francisco Macías Nguema, who had been in power for 14 years. The coup ended Macías's brutal regime marked by human rights abuses, nepotism, and corruption. But despite the regime change, it wasn't until August 18th that the dictator was captured. This would be the last battle of the coup. After nearly 2 weeks of conflict, on August 18th, Macías was captured near the town of Tech-Abyessinica. This is where the story takes an interesting turn. You see, just 2 days later on August 20th, a nationwide broadcast announced that the coup leaders had captured the president. They also revealed that they had executed many of his close allies who refused to surrender. This execution was meant to send a strong message to those still loyal to the former regime. But what happened next was even more significant. Obiang, who had been the driving force behind the coup, assumed power. He immediately began the process of dismantling Macías's government, establishing the Supreme Military Council to govern the country. This council would play a pivotal role in the nation's politics, setting the stage for a new era in Equatorial Guinea's history. In the aftermath of the coup, Obiang set about the task of reforming the nation. He introduced sweeping changes aimed at addressing the socio-economic issues that had been exacerbated by Macías's dictatorship. His government focused on improving infrastructure, healthcare, and education, which had been neglected under the previous regime. Additionally, Obiang took steps to diversify the economy, which had been heavily reliant on the export of cocoa, coffee, and cotton. He encouraged the development of new industries and promoted entrepreneurship to create jobs and improve the standard of living for Equatorial Guineans. Moreover, Obiang's government prioritized the restoration of human rights and the rule of law. He introduced measures to ensure the protection of citizens' civil liberties and the independence of the judiciary. These reforms were crucial in healing the wounds of the past and creating a more equitable society. However, there were challenges. The country was still recovering from the economic and social damage caused by the dictatorship. And while Obiang's reforms were well-intentioned, their implementation was not always smooth. There were instances of corruption and human rights abuses, which raised concerns about the government's commitment to democracy and the rule of law. Despite these challenges, Obiang's government remained focused on its reform agenda. He continued to invest in infrastructure, education, and healthcare, and he made efforts to promote national reconciliation and unity. His government also worked to improve relations with other countries, particularly with Spain, which had been a colonial power in Equatorial Guinea. As Equatorial Guinea moved forward, the legacy of the coup of August 3, 1979 continued to shape the nation. The overthrow of Macías and the subsequent reforms had a profound impact on Equatorial Guinea, marking a turning point in its history. While the country faced many challenges in the years that followed, the coup remained a symbol of hope for a better future. And so today, August 19th, is a day of mixed emotions. It is a day to remember the brutality of the Macías regime and to celebrate the end of dictatorship in Equatorial Guinea. It is a day to reflect on the courage of those who fought for freedom and democracy and to honor the memory of those who lost their lives in the struggle. Equally, it is a day to celebrate the progress that has been made since then. The reforms and development initiatives of the post-Macías era have brought about significant improvements in the lives of many Equatorial Guineans. The country has experienced relative stability and peace, which has allowed for the growth and development. So today, as we commemorate this historic event, let us do so with a sense of gratitude for the sacrifices of those who fought for a better Equatorial Guinea. Let us also embrace the progress that has been made and work together to build on it. That was August 19th in African history. What does this moment mean to you? Let us know in the comments. Also, like and subscribe to our channel for more stories of resilience from across the continent. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.